Your 1,000 closest friends and you join a new Minecraft survival server together. On the horizon in front of you, a massive tower pierces the sky. This entire base was designed and constructed in 1 week by only 10 people to protect this crystal at the very center. Here's the exact coordinates. There are no area bans, no illegal blocks like bedrock, and you all have hours to prepare for this, so I ask one question. Could your army destroy that one crystal? Or better question, what could possibly stop you? Say they've got hundreds of layers of obsidian. Easy, you'd all be impossible for the guards to find and hunt down, burrowing 1,000 different holes. Maybe they've got regenerating walls. Would be a shame if you had signs. What about walls of lava? Breeze through that with trapdoors. Surely then it's mobs like elder guardians. Okay, just bring milk. What about wardens? A very easily distracted mob, plus they'd attack the guards too, unless they have enough to cover a really big sphere surface, so it's just not gonna happen. So be creative with me, because if I can speedrun every other kind of basic base by myself, what feature would defeat 1,000 at once? I'd love your input here, because this isn't just a hypothetical. It's really about to happen to me. Yep, hi, I'm one of the 10 guards. Here's the end crystal. In 1 week, the 1,000 players will log on to destroy it. And you'll never guess whose job it is to design the entire base. So, winter is almost over, which means a lot of people are about to begin spring break. Exactly what The Horizon has been waiting for. He's a Minecraft YouTuber and an agent of chaos, and today he's beginning to assemble an elite team of 10 players. People who can build auto farms fast, expert survival players, but most importantly, really good PvPers, all of them prepared to do the impossible, defend a lone crystal from a Minecraft army. Also, I completely lied to you, it's not an end crystal, it's this custom crystal for the event. I just didn't know how to explain what this was during the intro sequence. But look, starting now, I'm not going to lie to you about this story, partly because Horizon's video does, and I feel like debunking it, but also because... Listen, if I had to rank my own expertise level in every Minecraft skill, then I would rank these 3 skills tied for last place. It's just not how I play the game, I just mess around in creative mode. I didn't even apply to be on the team. Horizon invited me here for other reasons, and a lesson that we would all learn quickly is that one of these players is not like the other 7. 7? We were supposed to start today. There's only 8 of us online. I guess some of the players just forgot their applications got accepted and didn't show up. Luckily, we prepared for this scenario. We had a couple backup players that Horizon allowed me to invite just in case, so at least I got to use my status to invite people who are better than me. One of these was the best PvPer I could find in my DMs list at the time, a guy named Compact, and the other, one of the smartest escape room testers I've ever had, some guy called Wada1876. There was something in him worth giving a chance, but more importantly, that brings us back to 10 players. That is how day 1 began for me, and it's also how it ended. I hopped on once to pose for Horizon's little video intro, and as everyone ran off to collect logs, I logged off since I didn't know what I was doing, and I was pretty sure I'd be more of an inconvenience. Yeah, I felt bad, but it seemed like that Watto guy from earlier noticed what was up, because while everyone else was getting their own gear, building terrifyingly fast farms of all flavors, and checking off our resource list, this is true, he went out of his way to set up an extra full netherite kit just for me. Totems of undying and everything. That way I could log on and be helpful without any risk of me being stupid and dying to mobs, which really mattered because that was the first thing that gave me the smallest hope that maybe I do belong in the group.
Ken, how did you blow up by a creeper?
So, I died an hour later in the middle of nowhere with a lot of our resources.
I gave you prot 4
there were like a
netherite.
billion totems at the village. You have no excuse.
I gave you
I don't hold
27 totems. And
Okay.
you are the problem here. Unfortunately, I have to tell you this. Ken.
Okay, so this might actually be a serious problem because I have no idea where I died.
Ken!
And oh my god.
Watto, naturally, had to stop what he was doing to fly around and scan for my items. All I could do was tell him it was in a meadow to the west, and after 20 minutes of losing valuable time, we barely got lucky.
Oh.
Hi, Watto.
Auto.
Thank you, Watto. Anyway, I went back to staying offline where I belonged. Uh-oh. Okay, let's be honest. We know I'm not just here because I'm famous. The 9 talented players will be extremely preoccupied, often staying up all night to focus on farming resources for our base, with no spare time to figure out what they're even going to build. So it's up to Little Miss Daedalus Labyrinth to design the base, the thing I'm good at. Which, sure, I understood. I've made innovative Minecraft prisons, I've escaped over 100. Clearly I have talent and experience. So why am I so nervous? Well, that experience has shown me that area bands, the shulker box items that keep all players out of a huge area, do all the heavy lifting. They're the only reason I ever took the prison community seriously. And surprise, I'm not allowed to use them in this event. Do you remember what prison escaping looked like without ban items? Christmas Day 2021, I freed the prisoner of Poseidon's vault in under 10 seconds. Tartarus broke into the guard hallways from the visiting system, reset the prisoner's spawn all in 29 seconds. Hades' vault escaped in a minute 15 with a wither in my bare hands. Vault 36, made of illegal witherproof blocks, escaped anyway in 43 seconds by portaling into the guard halls. Odysseus' vault hijacked the keycards, crossed the prison, possibly opened a bag of wind, and broke the prisoner out in 33 seconds, and so on. No bans means no serious defenses. And yes, all of those prisons have Elder Guardians, and they have the luxury of being built in creative mode. Thinking you could make a serious base out of who's-its, traps, and little gizmos that regenerate blocks? Fantasy. It will do you worse than nothing. And I knew that long before I even started debunking bases. There's a reason I stopped making prisons. The one job I'm supposed to be good at here is impossible. But time waits for no one, and it doesn't wait now either. My teammates had a new job they needed me to do on the server. Thankfully, something within my skill set this time. It'll get the stress off my mind, but mainly I'm just happy they think I can be useful. So here's what they asked me to do. This here is the wither-powered automatic end-platform obsidian farm. They already built it, they just need me, Canadian, to operate it. It starts with a snow golem in the overworld, throwing snowballs into the end portal constantly. All entities regenerate the spawn platform, but snowballs have the bonus effect of enraging the wither, clipped in the platform, causing it to destroy the obsidian every time it regenerates, over and over for hoppers to collect at 9 blocks per second. Though it only works if the wither is distracted by a player, so it stays still. Otherwise, it'll just get bored and fly away, and the whole farm will shut down. So that's what I've been assigned to do. Sit there in front of the wither to keep it busy, and don't touch anything. Proud to be of service. Anyway, it's way past midnight, I gotta go sleep. Remember kids, save on your electricity bill by turning off your computer before you go to bed. Canadian, you left. Yeah, my teammates had to go kill a rogue wither at 2 in the morning, then grind for 3 more wither skulls, and repair the farm so I could continue AFKing again the next morning. Like, it's not that I can't do anything right, I can't even do nothing right. Anyway, that ominous sound is about to play again. Yes, I get it. Another 24 hours passes. By this point, a TNT flying machine quarry has finished clearing out our construction site. Most of our automatic farms have finished their quotas. Their items are being shipped on site, one inventory full at a time. That includes about 720,000 blocks of obsidian from the end platform farm. Pretty much more than we have time to place if we started now. If we used it all efficiently and simply built the largest possible Bed Wars defense around the crystal, an octahedron, then any intruder would have to mine 81 blocks from any point to get to the center. Is that good? Or with an efficiency 5 diamond pickaxe, that would take 3 to 4 minutes. Our opponents will have 2 hours. That being said, my teammates found an ocean monument the day before, so we can't afford to kidnap a couple Elder Guardians, add some mining fatigue, which is great, because if the players have to stop every 30 seconds to drink milk, it might take upwards of 5 minutes? And again, hunting down 1,000 little moles is like trying to stop people from raiding Area 51, and all eyes are on me to give out the plan. Which, fine. I had tried and failed to prove I could be useful to this otherwise incredible team. So you know, when it comes to building the perfect base, if I can't do the impossible, I can at least do everything else. First day of the event, I had one good reason to log off Horizon's server. I had to log on to mine. Welcome to my Mind Palace. In only a day, my prison builder teammates and I playtested every defense we could, even designed some new ones.
How long is it gonna take them to get a stone pickaxe, a stone axe, and a stone sword? Is that what you're asking?
No, I didn't ask that.
Now, do you think you can tell just by looking which one took professional escapists the longest to break through on average in our testing? I'll give you some time to think. We used the same inventory for each test. Yeah, it's the regular obsidian. The other defenses may seem better because they're more annoying, but the time it takes to burrow through is always going to be a little faster than obsidian, and our main goal is to stall, so that's basically all it's gonna be. That's what it looks like when you're not just making it for content. So welcome to Duplicity, a Minecraft base of deceit. If you've already seen Horizon's video, you might think you've seen the whole design already, but I promise you have not. We packed it with a couple skill checks. First, a layer of lava covers the base from height limit. Ken, is that really gonna do much? Is it really gonna cost much? That's the question. After that, a few layers deep into the obsidian wall, surprise, 12 layers of bubble columns. One mistake and you're doomed. Sent up to the bubble column shield room, which is what prevents other people from mining straight down. Now yeah, if you get trapped by this, you could technically get against the wall to swim back down, but remember, it's 2023. Most people don't know that. Also, yes, this is an excuse to save on obsidian, but that's fine because we have our did you remember to bring milk check, also known as Elder Guardians. Well, that was the plan, until I heard from my teammates that they died in transit. I have no idea what that means, but whatever, fine, we didn't need them anyway. The only defense that gives me any hope at all is the very last one. A small obsidian octahedron which holds the crystal suspended in a tall tube of flowing lava outlined with glass. That's pretty much it. I'm working with a box of scraps, okay? Well, this entire base seems pretty simple to break into. Barely been any obstacles. What's the catch? And where have the guards been this whole time? I haven't seen the... Do you know why it's hard to defend a massive base like this or this? It's really just surface area, to be honest. There's no way you could guard all of this with 10 people. There's no way you could guard this room with 10 people, but this room, you could guard it with 5. It's designed to give every single advantage back to the guards. First, both teams are allowed to use a resource pack that lets you see across lava, and the glass walls allow us to keep track of every breach of the final room so we know where to find people. Oh, I sure hope no one uses invisibility against us. Secondly, this room gives all the power and mobility to whichever team has the most ender pearls, fire resistance potions, and elytra, all of which we'll have collected and farmed for days, whereas most of the 1,000 players will have none of these, especially elytra, since we'll be using a certain headless piston glitch to get rid of our end portal when we're done using it. I'm not giving them a free ticket to the end. All the previous defenses aren't designed to stop anyone, but to stagger them, spread them out across time, flatten the curve, transform a 10 versus 1,000 fight we can't win into a series of 2v5s, 4v5s, 7v5s, each of which we could easily take. Unless they all entered at the same time, and one random kid goes unnoticed, or worse, one of the guards dies. Yeah, this might almost seem like an easy challenge, until you remember if even one person finds our bed, they can turn us into our own prisoners. Is this foreshadowing? This is why I don't want you to forget. I call this base Duplicity for a reason. In the death pit, as an intruder, you might notice guards coming from this platform with an ender chest and broken glass. Do you want to guess where the guard room is? Ah, you're pretty clever. This glass is bait. Instead, there's a room above it, hidden behind an enchanting table where we can quickly respawn, jump down, and hide it again. The real question is, once you get in here, can you find the bed? If you said it was behind this painting, you're actually correct. That is where I hid the bed. It doesn't really matter though, because the whole room's fake, but good job. It's one of multiple red herrings. I can't reveal them right now, but I can give you an idea. Suppose you've been mining into the base for a while when suddenly, the sound of a door opening and closing. There it is again, and it sounds so close. Is it a guard respawn point? A storage room? Only you can solve this mystery. No, the real guard room is deep underground, completely sealed by obsidian, and so is our bed. We use the squilly glitch to respawn through it, and we get back to the battle box by pearl glitching through the obsidian, making it much harder to access the other way around. The room is equipped with x-ray stations to keep track of all intruder tunnels, automatic potion dispensers for quick restock, and a secret piston door that leads to a room I haven't mentioned yet, the trap portal room. One guard will be waiting in here to crit trap all the clever players who try and sneak in through a nether portal. As if I'd forget about the nether, I invented the nether. Also, I just noticed this while recording the video, but I genuinely forgot I put these ladders here in case anyone got out of the trap portals. You can tell it's meant to look like a guard pearl glitch station, which is why it confused me, cause there's nothing here. I love this base. Point is, as long as all of this can last at least 2 hours, we have a chance. As the day closed, I put all of this information into an unlisted YouTube video, as well as all guard protocols, what to do in emergencies, and I sent it into the private Discord server that the 10 players used to plan everything. They had already started building the frame a few days ago, but this video would give the complete and final instructions just in time for D-Day. And that is the final thing I had to do. I remember exactly how I was feeling that day. I did something right, there's nothing more to worry about. All my logic was sound, a base based off the unknowns of Fog of War. It's just, For someone who did the least work on the whole team, it's a little surprising that every slot in our inventories, every guard position, every defense was enacted on my command. So it's a good thing that I made every right decision, because if I didn't... I recalled back to the greatest blunder of my career, my darkest hour. It was the previous Horizon event, mere months ago. 7 players defending a crystal with a base versus 7 players doing the exact same. Each team had defenders, each team had intruders who would cross the map to break into the base and destroy the enemy's crystal. And me, I was an intruder. I could speedrun through defense meshes faster than anyone else on my team. With the power of daylight detectors and hundreds of hours of experience, I could do anything. The problem was, we failed to get any Elytra for the upcoming battle. Our opponents took all of them before us, which would have been hopeless, but I didn't need Elytra. See, I was counting on my hidden player cannon on top of our base that I could use to launch across the map faster than any Elytra could, completely invisible, all in the first few seconds of the face-off. I practiced with it every night before the battle, getting faster and faster. I could not be more ready. To this day, I never forget Paper MC Anti-Cheat. I never even got to their half of the map, and the video doesn't even show what happened. And then they all made fun of me for my elaborate cannon being too gimmicky and stupid. It's not the ability to solve problems that counts. It's the ability to solve problems fast. On the horizon, the sun rises for the final day. You know that quote from Technoblade? Whatever you do, do not leak all your plans in a YouTube video, you fool, you moron. We all know the one. I was thinking about it when I put all my plans in a YouTube video, but that quote doesn't apply to unlisted videos, right? Only people with my link can watch the video. So, who is this? In the comments of my inaccessible video, just some random guy. Surely this is an alt account of one of my teammates. I pinged them to check. It's not. No one knows who this is. Only 20 hours until D-Day, I got as many people into a call as possible to figure this out. The conclusion was obvious. Someone in our private Discord server, either a teammate, one of the event admins, or Horizon himself, leaked my explanation video. At this point, we didn't even know if it was intentional or on accident. I privated the video immediately. My teammates already had enough reasons to dislike me, and just as they look to me for on-the-spot improvisation, I get a Discord friend request. It's from a member of one of the 1,000-player coalitions threatening to re-upload my video publicly and deliver it to every other faction unless I pay them $30 not to. Yeah, they have factions, by the way, plural. The 1,000 players had been organizing and preparing to try hard this event all week, and at least a few of them seem to have already seen my plans video. I really jam into my head with this one. I try bargaining. I plead with the admins for anything they can do to make this event fair. They say it's out of their hands. I go to persuade the person blackmailing me that this is bad for content, that it wasn't in the spirit of the event. Didn't matter, they were a psychopath. They didn't even want the money for their team. They just wanted it for themselves. I obviously declined the deal, and they obviously responded by spamming the link in Horizon's public Discord for everyone to see. And trust me, I remember this day very well. Some of the people who just happened to be in chat at the time started joining in for the fun of it. The Autobot couldn't keep up. Soon we found out who leaked the video. It was one of the event admins on purpose, but I'll keep their identity private. For now, I needed to know precisely how bad this face-off was about to be. Here's my logic. A good prison builder will always test their prison against their own ability, so it was time to power scale this. With perfect knowledge of the base, what would a face-off between Duplicity and Canadian look like? Please let this be difficult. 24 seconds, that ranks it worse than Tartarus, and it's not even my only route. By now, I've realized, if there are any smart players on the 1,000-player team, they've noticed all our obvious weaknesses. The guard exit, the secret piston door. Inside the battle box, you're not gonna take knockback. The guards can't catch everyone in a coordinated attack. They know how important it is to get ender pearls for evasion. It's actually pretty hard to chase someone down in lava. But there's one saving grace. Most of those weaknesses haven't been built yet. I made the call. We're removing the lava from the final room. We can't sacrifice our own mobility. Relocate the secret doors. Stop building the floor right there. At this height, the fall is fatal. We'll give each of our guards punch bows as well as cobwebs. If we can't kill them, we can at least reset their mining progress over and over. In fact, we're gonna put 7 guards in the final room, not 5. I knew that decision would only leave 3 people alone outside. Whatever. I genuinely believed that that was the right call. This fight would be the endurance test of the century. If I was going to lose another Horizon event, I at least wanted to know I did everything right. We wake up early. The base is done. 1 BMM and Watto fly west. They start at Village A. They strike the iron farm, our trading halls, our creeper farm, our raid farm. They kill the remaining inhabitants. Hundreds of players start joining voice calls all across the event coalition. Another duo goes for the farms in the nether. They cover our fortresses in lava to make it difficult to spawn wither skeletons and blazes. They destroy every portal on our travel highways and light new portals under lava lakes all across the nearby area, as many as they have time for. At this time, the admins world edit a decoration for our base that was made by Dancing Lamp. We refused to waste our time building something useless, so they just pasted it in for content. It does nothing. With the capstone down, Horizon's getting ready to announce the beginning of the event to the roaring crowd.
Everyone say hi YouTube in the chat. Oh my gosh!
I'm the last person to enter the end portal before we destroy that as well. I know my glitches. On the off chance some clever people want to use the end exit portal to squilly glitch straight into the final room with items, they'll at least have to fight my dragon first. And just to be sure, I caged the spawn platform in layers of obsidian, and spawn a wither. The rest of my team waiting at spawn has detonated the rest of our storage, any surplus items that could have been useful to the enemy. When I get there, everyone's just about ready. Nervous, excited. Watto looks into his ender chest and hands me my guard kit. And a backup one too. I guess he saw something in me worth giving a chance. What were we doing again? Oh yeah, time's running out. All 10 players enter the base. We close off the last nether portal, and then when everyone has set their spawn on the bed, we're ready to seal it behind obsidian permanently. 3 guards set their stasis chambers in case we need their help later. For now, they head back outside through a one-way exit. Standing at height limit, on a tower, on an island, in a lake, surrounded by scorched earth, they wait. Inside a glass tube with no exits, on an obsidian ball floating in space, the rest of us wait.
1,000 people spamming Minecraft chat. That's what it looks like. This is like a first in history.
Oh my god, I'm ready to go stoned.
And the server froze immediately. We all got sent to limbo queue, and then it crashed several times over the course of an hour, and the event got rescheduled for next week. Well, the disaster was so bad, the most recent backup of the world the admins could use was from a day ago, which erased almost a third of our progress on the base, and the dedicated players who had just placed hundreds of thousands of blocks overnight could not be asked to do it again, so, Horizon gave me world edit with supervision, just so I could re-add all our progress that got unfairly rolled back. I was not allowed to make any changes, of course, at least not any that he would notice, and the roster of skilled players mysteriously changed. Anyway, the tech people figured out the problem. It's been a week. Back to the serious part. We all knew the rules. The first 90 minutes were a grace period for them to ravage the world we surrendered to them. When the time was up, Horizon would teleport all 1,000 players back to the lake surrounding our base and tell them the exact coordinates of the crystal. They can do whatever they want, divide and conquer tasks, build farms, trade with villagers. Some could make potions while their friends go mining, then exchange resources. Technically, they can even try and break in early. But for us, it was just 90 minutes in an obsidian void and our imaginations. So I'm just gonna skip it. All at once, my base was about to feel the full force of 1,000 12-year-old Horizon fans. Just 2 hours to survive, towers and bridges grew out of the water and spread onto the land. They sprawled up the sides, players covered the base like ants. It was up to the outer guards to cull the herd early to give the rest of us a chance. Kill them before they get inside where it's safe. The The lava wasn't doing a bad job, but it took under 5 minutes for the first faction to breach the bubble columns on the northeast quadrant. The first player didn't react fast enough and got propelled up, but all the followers in the tunnel learned from their leader's mistake. And just to emphasize how small this space is, only 16 blocks remained between us and the nearest players. And when I say us, I don't mean me. I was anxious. Horizon's video obviously won't tell you this, but before it all started, I resigned myself from the event and just watched in spectator, leaving 9 guards. Mainly because he forgot to get rid of my op and I wanted to see what was happening. I wasn't allowed to spy for my teammates, of course. Their world was completely silent. How close each team was to confronting the other, neither knew. The majority of players still hadn't gotten inside. Some people fled to height limit just to avoid the guards. This is why I invited compacts. The only reason the battle room guards could tell anything was happening was their teammates yelling in call. Otherwise, you could convince yourself the outside world doesn't exist, only listening for one sound. There you are.
Oh shoot, they're really close.
7 minutes in, and the first player had reached the battle room, Jeyus. Surprise, it's not full of lava. The guards were watching every advance he made using F3A, thirsty for blood.
The first one in. Come on, we want you in here.
Oh, this guy figured out how to get past the bubble columns.
Yeah, he's directly above us. He's scared though.
Behind them, don't go for it, Pony.
Hey, look, listen, he's currently removing his own progress, so I'm not gonna complain.
That is not a 1v6 you take, but the event is still young. The guards aren't going to abandon the crystal to chase after him, so he just has to sit and wait for others. Deep down, multiple crews had almost made it under the bottom center of our base. Some of them started their journey upwards, but I noticed one guy set up a squilly glitch chamber. Now, he could either die to respawn in the battle box with no items, or he can find the end portal. Surely the 1,000 players didn't make it to the end during their 90 minutes, right? Above the guards, the bubble column trap was suspiciously becoming the most populated room in the base. Why were so many people up there? Then I realized, it was a funnel. The victims of the bubble elevators were piling into one place, becoming a faction of their own, along with the people who just went over the defenses. Of course, it's nothing to worry about, so long as no one starts breaking the soul sand. 15 minutes in, Jeyus had some allies coming in from the opposite side. 20 minutes in, the fake guard room was breached. The empty chests I put in there didn't fool them. All the ordinary defenses and bluffs had been crushed as easily as expected by this point. The only defense that they were afraid to touch was the battle room, and the guards could tell. They were bloodthirsty, tired of waiting. Jeyus was tired of waiting. The intruders were tired of waiting. The audience is tired of waiting. The narrator reminds you it's not my fault everyone was too scared to do anything. Until 30 minutes in, when Jeyus found an angle.
Someone just.
I'll take him.
Yeah,
Jeyus died from the fall, but his diversion couldn't be more perfect. The guards were too eager to chase him and left the crystal completely undefended. This was the cue everyone was waiting for. But then, at that exact moment, the most inexplicable crazy thing happened. Not the guards, nor the intruders could have predicted. Not even the admins or Horizon could have seen this coming. But me, deep down, this was a scenario that I kind of knew was gonna happen the moment the event started. But at that point, I was on spectator. There was nothing I could do except watch in silence. And smile. Oh, you knew something wasn't right. But did you figure out what? This is why I don't want you to forget. I call this base duplicity for a reason. Canadian, I think your video got leaked. Are you sure? Just private it and re-upload it for us. If it was leaked, whoever leaked it should be banned. Imagine Horizon leaked it. I would quit the event. All right. I think that's believable. You can screenshot that. So, the story I've told you was almost completely honest, but it was told from the perspective of the 1,000 players' imagination. Did you read the title? Of course I had a plan! If you remember, 2 days before the event was scheduled, I sent my teammates a link to the video that explains all my plans and how to build the base, but I never actually showed you that video, and I never showed you that base. I kinda knew from the moment we started building that the base was much more cheap and fragile than I intended. I mean, I could speedrun it alone in under a minute. So I was at least being honest when I told you how stressed I was about this event. I really thought we were doomed. Until one morning, I woke up extra early to a message from Honey, one of my teammates. What if we made a fake plan video that got leaked? And I took that seriously. I didn't even leave my room. I spent the morning giving our base a makeover, turning it into the perfect fictional base. This is the one you'll recognize. It's designed to look smart, but is complete nonsense. Come here, look at this garbage. Why would you only have 2 layers of lava? That's not gonna do anything. Why would you put the trap portals right next to the guard re-equipping station? Hello? And if you're gonna use Squilly Glitch, the boat gives away the location of the bed if people use F3A. Not to mention the base goes up the height limit. Huh? You know we only have this much obsidian. There's no way we could have filled this whole cylinder. Oh, and all the problems that come with filling your battle room with lava. This is the base we would build if we were really rich and really stupid. And most importantly, everywhere our base is weakest, the fake base appears strong. Everywhere our base is strong, the fake base appears weak. What makes our opponents dangerous is that they'll prepare for any scenario, but if they believe the leak, they'll only prepare for one. The admin who I was keeping anonymous for leaking the video, his name is Outsmarting, and we're cool. I mean, who do you think told him to do it?
No, how could you leak our plans?
Should I do this? How possibly could I be this bad?
Canadian would delete the video, right?
So we need to act like I don't know this is happening.
Whatever you do not leak out your plans in the YouTube video.
Anyway, I got a pretty devious idea. I downloaded the entire video, expect a re-upload in this channel in 5 minutes. And we know about the hidden portal exit. Also, breaking in through the nether is actually a decently good idea if we get in the trap and use an ender pearl to go through the hidden exit. Their bed is under the lantern, breaking it should be priority 0. Anyway, spread it everywhere. To really sell the illusion I was nervous about this, I quickly privated the fake plans video and we made a fake screenshot of us panicking. Some of our team wasn't even in on the scheme yet, so we kind of accidentally Truman showed them, but at least it got their genuine reactions. The whole thing about removing the lava and having 7 guards, as you can imagine, that was already part of the plan. I just made up that part of the story so you wouldn't be suspicious when you saw the footage of the event and there was clearly no lava. I know, I really did just pick apart pieces and clips of what really happened and bent them into a completely made up story to make the video more interesting. It's a trick I learned from Lifesteal. I also deliberately mentioned we got access to their leaked plans, which is true, mainly to force them to start from scratch. The conversation where I got blackmailed, that was completely real. Someone actually tried to get me to pay them not to leak the plans. Unfortunately, I'm also a theater kid. Furthermore, pretending to be in Death Note is fun.
Hello. We're one of the few people who have teammates video. We want to negotiate $30 to $50 to take the video down publicly.
To be fair, one of the mods leaked it. I don't think this is really on me to pay for.
If you feel it wasn't on you to pay for, it should be fine if we publicly announce it everywhere, right? We just want the money and we'll be gone.
The event isn't worth $30. If you leak it to everyone, that's on you.
What? Is he stupid? It's worth way more, 500 in fact. I think 30 to keep a majority of the people from easily claiming 500 is worth it, no? Or do you want the event to be as boring as possible?
Yes, but $500 is only given if the 1,000 wins. Our team has no money incentive to win. Still, I need him to believe I'm stressed about this. If we're talking in terms of content, leaking the video isn't a good idea, it just ruins the event.
I don't care about the event. He must think I'm bluffing. If you don't trust us, I can prove it. Think, if we leak the video, it will end up costing you and your team $500. 30 in hush money would only reduce your sum to 470, and without the video, our team will likely have no clue what the plan is. We have already privated the video and deleted everything strategically relating to it. However, we can easily re-upload this information if necessary. Your choice. $470 or 0.
But if you've done that calculation, that must mean you've realized it's the same outcome for your team. If you really think $500 is on the way, why would you accept a measly $30 from me, especially after you already started making plans? Unless you're going to leak it either way. And now that I know that you know that I know, that tells me everything I need to know. No deal.
Got it.
I'm having fun.
Oh, they just responded to got it. Uh-oh. The video's
And
gonna
now
be
it's gonna be
leaked.
Yeah, everyone's gonna see it.
It was the best day of my life. I wasn't even playing 4D chess, I just set up the board and let it play itself. You know what your hint should have been? The irony. The event was scheduled for March 25th, but it was delayed exactly 1 week. Back to the start of the battle, rushing in from every direction. The first thing the army of 1,000 players notices is the ring of lava around the base isn't 1 layer thick, it's 12. We're throwing them straight into the deep end with a puzzle I know most of them don't know how to solve. We built it by setting up a ring of scaffolding at height limit, then placed a few lava sources which spread out, and then we just destroyed the scaffolding. And the fun part is they have no way of knowing how thick it is, unless they use F3, but most people don't know that. Again, remember, it's 2023.
What's going on? What am I supposed to do to get through here?
It is literally working the way I said it would in the video. I can't believe something I
How
planned
many
worked.
phantoms are there?
You want to know why there were hundreds of phantoms circling over our base every night? It's because so many people migrated up to height limit to dig down the long way because they gave up on the lava. Some players tried repeatedly dying and respawning to slowly build a bridge to put their doors on. Other players tried burrowing with water, then lost their water. And people with fire resistance didn't use it because they wanted to save it for the finale that didn't exist. I have no source for that last claim, but I choose to believe. Anyway, the players made working tunnels eventually, or just went under. What next? Remember when I said while testing defenses, we found solid obsidian took the longest to get through? That is true, but I withheld information. It took the longest after we had experience. On the first round of testing, it was the worst defense. Everything else performed better because we had no practice with the others. They were annoying, confusing, dangerous, exactly as we designed them to be. It's only once you understand the pattern and get a rhythm going that they then become weaker than obsidian.
Wait, because a
Yeah.
prepared run was 145. Wait, so obsidian is worse.
Yeah.
We've debunked the myth.
So we didn't exactly use none of them. We used all of them. Every 8 blocks, the defense changes to something new. Lava is just the first one since it's the cheapest. And the one after that, sand grid. This defense specializes in stopping withers, which is why it's near the outside. But it's also really confusing to dig through. It's not trying to kill people, but it does have a kill count. Defense 3, bubble columns. Yeah, that one's real. The only difference is the bubble column ring is not connected to the bubble column roof, so you can't travel between the two. Defense 4, a personal invention of mine, alternating obsidian and waterlogged slabs. It is perfect for making infinite water sources everywhere you don't want them. Let's just say this one has the second highest kill count. Well, per capita, only like 3 groups of people got through the slabs and one of them was Jeyu's. Remember, most people gave up at the lava and went up to the roof instead, but we still had one more layer to go. The plan was to build this kind of cobweb mesh as the last defense. However, cobwebs are a lot more expensive than I expected, so we could only afford 5% of it. But I made sure it was on one of the faces aligned with the crystal's coordinates just in case, cause who knows? And like a spider waiting for a catch, it was only a matter of chance.
There, I see people. There's a large group of people.
Which wall? Which wall? That?
East,
right there?
east wall, yeah. The garment still being lava trap.
Why is music playing?
Someone place a cheat box.
Look, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, there's so many people coming in the
Okay.
roof. Holy shit.
Anyone with obsidian, fill the hole back in. Nice,
yep,
nice,
okay,
perfect,
okay.
thank you.
Now let's finally talk about all those people who went up to height limit. You know we couldn't afford to fill this entire tower with only this much obsidian, so we just didn't. It's actually the main reason it's called duplicity. The entire tower part is a bluff hidden by the lava and a single solid wall to stop ender pearls. Most of it isn't even made of obsidian. We ran out and switched to cobblestone. This is what duplicity really looks like without the bluff wall and the lava. And that's why the fake plans say it's full of obsidian. You're expecting this to be tedious. You're expecting this to be boring. There were just enough layers at the top to let them get into a groove, falling right into my trap. Furthermore, spikes. Call me Sam Reich the way I've been here the whole time. No, but seriously, the spikes got so many people. They even got me when Horizon found out I was still in spectator.
Ah! Whoa, 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 whoa! Horizon!
Also, I added a 5x5 pillar of obsidian at the center just in case anyone tried digging down at the exact coordinates of the crystal, so they would have no idea they're digging straight down, surrounded by air. Now, no one fell for it, because I guess they don't know how to use F3, but, and this is just speculation, some players with full view of this room decided to mine into the pillar anyway, and I think they were looking for some kind of guard shortcut or exit, which doesn't exist. Does this guy have an iron pickaxe? Does he have an iron pickaxe?
Wait, is that guy trying to go in?
You know, that bed's obstructed. This guy also has an iron pickaxe.
God's strangest soldier.
For real?
He has enchanted armor and an iron pick. Yeah, how do you even manage that? Wait, like what timeline? But to be fully fair, okay, the spike room was infested with guards, so at least like huddling up together and digging down this tiny pillar in the middle is a pretty decent way to hide from the guard. Well, that's too bad. As for the very bottom of the base, according to the fake plans, it was obsidian all the way down to bedrock, which obviously we couldn't afford. So, this is where I decided to put our Elder Guardians. They never died in transit. If they did, we'd just find another monument. They're very easy to transport. I told you they died, so you would be on the same page as the 1,000-player Mafia. See, my fake plans never mentioned a single Elder Guardian. So, guess who didn't bring any milk? Basically everyone.
Oh, because the fake guard thing didn't mention Elder Guardians, so they didn't know. They didn't even know.
You may have seen people with lots of milk. That's because eventually Horizon felt bad and cheated in milk buckets for every player, which in fairness, I completely deserved that after going into spectator without his permission. Horizon only let us use 2, so I placed them on the diagonals where people don't usually mine in. Their 50 block radius extends just high enough to cover the whole octahedron and just low enough to cover our trap portals, waiting deep down for all those clever people who noticed the big, obvious begging to be exploited weakness with the trap portals in the leaked video. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, they're automatic relighting trap portals.
I just watched a guy break a portal and then die in lava.
This is turning out so well.
My favorite example is a player named Xarity, who actually survived the lava but quickly realized it was not a crit trap nor a lava trap, it was just a prison with mining fatigue. And it's not just the trap portals that are fake. Obviously that whole guard room is fake. We never built any of this. Actually, I made one part. I brought in some pigs and placed a boat so that people using F3A would still have something to chase after. Someone even thought the pig was the crystal and mined for that instead. And since the real guard room in the fake video is fake, that means the fake guard room in the fake video is also fake. They're both fake. The real guard room was under the fake guard room, hidden in plain sight in the leaked plans the entire time. Probably not a good thing because someone actually found it and obstructed our bed during the fight. Anyway, I lied about the lava lake portals. We actually built them on the nether roof. I lied about the door machine. I lied about the end portal breaking exploit. That old TPS lag glitch doesn't work on PaperMC software. We had no way of destroying our lit end portal. I told them we broke it in the video so they wouldn't go looking for it. Also, Watto covered it in cement. That guy who set up a squilly glitch station right below us never used the end. He just died thinking he'd probably respawn in the crystal chamber, but of course ended up in the battle box. Actually, he survived for quite a while without anyone noticing there was just a guy looting corpses.
Oh, someone has a squilly in.
If you can find the squilly spot, place lava over it. Where is the squilly spot?
Right
here.
Oh my gosh.
Let's go! Squilly trap! Wait, let's actually 100% bed trap. Full bed trap.
Look what I'm doing.
Let's go! We got a prisoner!
Just a pro tip for the future, what he should have done is obstruct his items in a block to make them elevate up through the floor so he could pick them up when he respawns. It still wouldn't have worked since I added a layer of lava to counter that exact exploit, but he still should have tried it. The inexplicable thing I was talking about earlier that no one could have expected, it was nothing. As in, nothing happened. The event wasn't even technically 2 hours, it was like 30 to 45 minutes, but we kept giving the 1,000 players overtime. Technically, we already won, but I just wanted to see them get in.
We were bored.
Just keep giving them more time, like seriously. I want, for the content. Guards logged, can y'all get it? Every 10 minutes, you should just keep saying 10 more minutes.
Should I make a portal?
Oh, I don't know if it'd work, but sure.
We'll be trapped in nether, so it might not. Just say they built a portal.
Yeah, say we built a portal.
Yeah, announce it.
The community was in remiss. There was no better portal trap than this. Like literally, there is nobody.
No one's here.
Yes, it's not the fake
wait,
bed.
wait, he's going for the fake guard bed. That's so cute. Wait, just let him.
Okay, I'm gonna do.
You got this. Break it. Break their bed. Hi! Oh, this Steve, the guy with no armor, just crouching.
Hello.
Hi!
I think we should... Guys, we have to show a little love.
Where did he go?
Where did he go?
I felt bad, I just wanted to give them a chance. But we fought them off for 2 or 3 at a time, exactly as expected, and after an hour, Horizon decided to finally call it a day. Which brings me back to the question at the beginning of this video. Did the 10 skilled players even have a chance? A chance of losing. I know some of you probably assumed I was exaggerating the difficulty of being on the 10 team for engagement. I promise you it was not obvious at the time which side would have the advantage. I was terrified, but the 1,000 were hit with some really unfair curveballs. Originally, they were told they had 30 to 45 minutes, so they felt the urge to rush and panic as Horizon kept spamming their screen with the remaining time. If they were told they had an hour initially, they probably could have coordinated way better. There were a ton of server client desync problems thanks to the multi-paper software. You can see some of it in JU's footage. It's not exactly their fault, but I think these hardly affect the equation. The best chance they had was if the dozens of people just sitting above our battle chamber all dropped within 5 seconds of each other. That's how the actors in my stock footage got to the crystal, and I wrote that line before I recorded that. There's no good way to stop people from digging straight down. It's why it's the easiest way to break into every base I've designed. But that reveals the final lie. I keep talking about this team. I'm so afraid of the 1,000-player team, but the 1,000-player team never actually existed. I made up that part of the story story too, the title just says 1,000 players. They don't know each other. If anything, they were competing against each other because only the Crystal Breaker gets the theoretical cash prize. And so they all waited for a distraction. They waited for the rest of their individual factions who they were on call with so someone could attempt the big drop. But nobody came. Okay, 2 years ago, I wrote a script for this exact video, and in it, I concluded that while some are good at PvP, others are good at building farms, my skill was spreading misinformation on the internet, and ultimately, we couldn't have won without the power of lying. It's funny, which makes it the content ending. But I decided to write a new one. By the end of that whole event, I learned a lesson. There is definitely no security in the world more effective than lying. But, considering our advantage, I don't know if the fake plans actually made a difference. Especially when some of the 1,000 players were able to catch my bluff. How would we finish the base in time if the plans came out a day before the event? And even if every player watched and believed the leaked plans, they still would have had the same problem coordinating either way, meaning it probably would have gone just as well if we never lied. On the topic of lying, I've debunked videos long enough to know that basically every Minecraft YouTuber who tells stories of true events changes the narrative a little or a lot so they can get the content ending. Some do it a lot more than you think. Most retellings of this event do it. I did it in this video, the story of everyone thinking I'm useless and then my ultimate redemption arc. It's a little exaggerated. It's just as the overwhelming battle in an obsidian arena that all of us, and probably you, were hoping for, just didn't happen as much as it's completely fine to pretend that's the nature of nonfiction. So, considering one ending is lame and the other is oversimplified, I just wanted to ask you 2 questions to think about. Which ending would have been better? And which ending would you have preferred?